Hi, I'm Paul Barcy and I'll be telling you about off-grid living. So about off-grid living, you might want to look into it in the future for several reasons. It's probably one of the key ways that we could save our environment and keep ourselves healthy in the meanwhile. So while I'm saying that, what if I told you you could stop paying all your utilities that you do every month for your rent and even on your home, such as electricity, gas, and water? Pretty big things that we have to pay for every month that, we take for granted most of the time, but we still have to pay. So I'm gonna go over what it is and how you can do it and why it's helpful. Um, Basically, off-grid living it's pretty self-explanatory. It's living off the grid independently from a utility company. So whether it be gas, water, electricity, you're providing that own utility for yourself. One one utility such as electricity can be independently operated, such as solar power or wind power. And if you have super crazy amounts of money, you could do thermonuclear. But we're not going to get into that. Most people, depending on where you are geographically or what time of the year that your geographical location is in, you're going to want either solar or wind, and that's up to you to decide. And so electricity and water are the big things you're going to have to do to live in this modern day society. So we'll get to water now. Water's a little bit more complicated just because it doesn't always rain. And that is one way you can collect water is a cistern. It's just a container, collects water from the rain, and then it filters it and uses your drinking water and anything that you may use water for in your house. But the better way to get water systematically and very thoroughly is to dig a well, and when you go deep, you're gonna get clean water. It's gonna be reliable. So you'd want to dig. It's gonna cost you, but in the end, in the long run, it's gonna work out for you. Like I said, it's gonna be cleaner and everything. And so those are two big things that you need to live off of, and you're gonna have that. And so at this point, now that you have water and electricity, you'll be able to take your time into farming, and that'll save you a lot of money too, like as far as groceries and knowing what you're going to put into your body. Like I said, a big thing about putting in your body, when you grow your own vegetables, you know what you're doing in your own vegetables. It's not like you're putting pesticides or harmful chemicals to help your plants grow. What happens, and what you put into yourself is what you're going to get out. So it's going to be you controlling your own, your own food system of what you eat. And it brings me to another point is a lot of places where we buy from are starting to become GMO or like a lot of pesticides. And there's a recent study by Natural Science, authored by Christine Cyrick, that says 22 diseases can be linked back to GMOs, genetically modified foods. And that's kind of disturbing, seeing how back then, when back in the younger generations, we were a little bit, I wouldn't say super healthy, but we were healthier and we didn't have as many problems as we did today because of the way that they eat. It was a lot better than what it was today because of all the harmful chemicals and stuff that we put inside our foods. So like I said, you know what you're going to put in, what you're going to get out. And as far as if you want meats and stuff, that's totally up to you. Depends on the land and how much time you want to put into it. You could easily get a horse and a pig. It just depends on what you want and how you want it. So becoming self-dependent, it can really help the world. It's uses a lot less utilities, and it makes it safe for you, because you're able to control what goes into your home and out of your home. So you don't have to rely on somebody else to provide that for you. A lot of people, like I said, with off-grid living, they're worried about what if there's no electricity? Well, you're always going to have a backup to your backup. So most people have a generator, that'll run in case it is cold or something freezes, you have a generator. So always keep 10 gallons of gas saved up for yourself. But that's usually not a problem. A lot of things nowadays are technology advanced where it fixes those problems. So you can, like I was saying before, you can not worry about depending on someone else. It's you and your family controlling what you do in your own home as far as getting what you need. Instead of fueling and funding oil wars, you can start living cleaner. That's another way to help the world. And in the end, it's what everyone likes. It's going to save you money. It's going to be a pretty good initial investment, but in the end, it's going to save everyone money, because you're not going to be paying all these bills over the years and years and years, and it's going to add up eventually. So it's better look long term than short term, is what I say. So hopefully this is an insight into what off-grid living could be, and if you have any questions, just comment down below and I'll answer. And if not, there's a super amount of good information online about how to do this, because a lot of people are starting to do this, and it's pretty cool. You can take it as far as you want to. If you want, just check it out. All right, thank you for your time.